Chia, what is going on, everybody? How is everybody doing out there today? I'm not even gonna lie, I've been better. Before I get started, appreciate all you guys for popping in. Make sure you guys hit that like button. If you haven't done so, hit that subscribe. We are closing out the 2024 season. Going into 2025, we are closing in on 2,000 subscribers. So if you guys could hit that like button, hit that subscribe, I'd appreciate it. This fucking team, the New York Football Giants, I fucking hate this team from the depths of my soul. They just year after year after year, they just continue to suck the life out of this fan base. Didn't cover much New York Giants stuff this year. Year 2 in the channel, the Yankee season went deep into the postseason, so I didn't really start covering the Giants. By the time the season was over, the Giants season was a little bit. By the time the season was over, the Yankee season was over, and I took my break from YouTube, the season was already nearly done. So I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna skip this year. I'll cover them next year, starting with the off season. This is easily probably the worst win in New York Giants history. You going into today's game, 2 games left, you had the number 1 overall pick in a season where you were on Hard Knocks. Giants look pretty bad out there. You let Saquon Barkley go. He's killing it over there in Philly. Probably going to break the record for most rushing yards in this season, and it'd be fitting that he does it against us next year. The script writers were on fire when they did this season. The Daniel Jones debacle finally came to a conclusion. They let him go. Ready to move on. Number 1 pick is right there for you if you lose this game to the Colts. Whether you want Shedeur Sanders, whether you want Cam Ward, doesn't matter. Giants need a quarterback. But what do? They pick today of all days, Drew Lock, this motherfucker. And you know what? The Colts fucking stink. Drew Lock looked like an all-time great Hall of Famer today. Absolutely lighting the Colts on fire. He didn't give a fuck about the tank. The tank is in, but he didn't give a shit. That man went out there and balled. 4 touchdowns, 309 yards. If you picked Drew Lock, in your fantasy football championship, which I doubt anybody did, you won. Malik Neighbors went off. I hope you guys had them, but this has got to be the worst New York Giants season. This is easily the worst New York Giants season I have ever seen. And it started week 1 with those ugly ass jerseys. On the 100th year, it is fitting that the New York Giants are having their worst year in franchise history. At the very least, if you would have lost out, we have something to look forward to as fans. I will never tell anybody how to fan at all. The Giant fan base has been very, going at each other all year. You want the team to win? A lot of us wanted this team to lose. To get a better draft pick, to be able to get that first overall pick, or at least be in the top 2, so you can get your hands on one of those franchise quarterbacks, because we desperately needed one. We haven't had one since Eli Manning. I was on the fence where I was on the table. I was a Daniel Jones supporter. That blew up. That didn't work. Danny Duds out of there. But this right here is the worst win in New York Giants history. I don't blame fans for not wanting to support this team no more. I'm still going to do it. I love this fucking team, but from the depths of my soul, I fucking hate them. We are in football purgatory, and it doesn't seem like there's light at the end of the tunnel. No end in sight at all. I just don't understand how. Now, players aren't gonna tank. That's one thing I know for a fact. Players are gonna go out there and perform. They're putting their livelihoods out there. It is what it is. But at this point in time, you got to fire everybody. Because where it stands right now, Giants have the 4th overall pick. Giants have the 4th overall pick. That would not put you in a position for a quarterback. And you're on the verge of having another one of these seasons. Another 3-win season. When will it end? When will it end for the New York Giants? There is no fucking end in sight with this team. Even when they win, we lose. A frustrating win. They pick the second game of the year to decide to have their best game of the season. And shame on the Colts. We eliminated them. They fucking stink. Shout out to everybody in the building. Yankee Kyle, what's up, man? Ace, good afternoon, brother. What's up, man? Dev is in the building. I'm shocked the Giants won. I'm not. I'm gonna be, if I'm gonna be completely honest with you, I'm not. This is exactly what they do. The Giants do this type of shit all the time. This is the reason why we're in football purgatory. The Giants do this type of shit. They really do. Jocelyn says we still suck. We've been sucking. Jane says Merry Christmas, Happy New Year. Merry Christmas, Happy New Year to you too as well. Dev, thank you for being a member for 4 months. Says Happy New Year. I'm gonna try to go live tomorrow too, guys, just for like a hangout session, just to kind of like end 2024 on a good note, because I don't want this to be the last. I definitely don't want this to be the last video of 2024. The New York Giants have like sucked the life out of this fan base. Giants got Eli Manning via trade orchestrated with his old man, and that's it. But that's the thing, though. Here's the thing, Sean. You have the number 1 overall pick. In order for the Giants to jump back and get a top pick, you're going to have to give up future capital. We were in a position where we didn't have to do that. You could have got yourself a quarterback and not having to give up anything. This shit right here is the exact same. Back-to-back years, this New York Giants team has done the same shit. Meaningless wins at the end of the season have cost us our franchise quarterback. Last year, 3-game winning streak cost us Jaden Daniels. Winning this game might have cost us Shedeur Sanders. Might have cost us Cam Ward. To all the Giant fans out there that are like, they have to win. It's a moral thing. It's a morality thing. They have to win. How you feel? How are you going to feel when we're going through this exact same shit next year when you don't have a quarterback? This franchise has no direction. I don't know how they're going to sell the fans on Jameis Winston, maybe Justin Fields, Sam Darnold. Like, this team has no fucking future, which is unfortunate because we've had some bright spots this year. Malik Neighbors looks like he's a stud. He's him. Tyron Tracy, getting him in the 5th round, the production that we've gotten from him, over 1,000 yards this year, great production from that pick. Drew Phillips looks like a good corner as well. So this year, Joe Shane had a great draft, and I hope this might be his last draft. I was all for bringing back Joe Shane and Brian Daboll, because at the end of the day, I wanted that tandem to be able to draft their young quarterback, mold him into a potential franchise quarterback. I would have regretted getting rid of them and never getting to see them draft their guy. Every time a new regime takes over, they want to get their guy. They inherited Daniel Jones. Wasn't their guy. At this point in time, I'd fire him. If you're going to end up with not being able to grab your quarterback, you might as well clean house. I do think that if they would have lost this game, they would have been safe. They would have been able to get their franchise quarterback. But now, at this point, especially with Philly probably not having anything to play for next week, if the New York Giants somehow mess around and win next week's game and find themselves out of the top 5, you have to just clean house, fire everybody, and bring in a new regime, because the last thing you want to do is have to give up your future because Joe Schoen wants to save his job, and then you get rid of him the next year. After that, then the new regime is handcuffed the exact same way this regime was handcuffed. Clean house. You got rid of Daniel Jones this year. At the end of this year, Brian Daboll, Joe Schoen, I'd get rid of him. I like him. But at this point, what's the point? What is the point? The Eagles beat Dallas. I mean, it has no bearing on what's going on with us today. Colts were tanking. No, they weren't tanking. The Colts were still playing for the playoffs. They weren't eliminated. They weren't tanking. They just suck. They just suck. It's as simple as that. And the Giants just continue to screw themselves. Like I said, worst win in franchise history. Easily. Beckett from Georgia declared. I mean, at the end of the day, man, you got to take a shot at the top guys. Every other guy, in my opinion, outside of Shedeur Sanders and Cam Ward, are projects. So, Terry, thanks for popping in. I agree. Ace, clean house, fire everyone. You might as well. What can you tell me at the end of the year that we have to look forward to next year if we don't have ourselves a top pick? We don't have a quarterback. You're not going to win in the NFL if you do not have a quarterback, and we don't have one. This is bad right now, man. And like I said, I really don't blame any Giant fan if they really want to jump ship at this point. It's really unbearable because we've been dealing with this shit for years, and it doesn't feel like there's any end in sight. It really does not. And I don't want to be on here talking about, like, even when we win, we fucking lose. Like, this team fucking stinks. Like, it's terrible. It's what a 2024 year. Good year overall, man, but it was a rough one for sports. It really, really was. And the New York Giants ended 2024 with a W, but what did it cost? Possibly the future. And it's unfortunate because this shit sucks. Yeah, Terry, I'm gonna always be a Giant fan too, but I'm not gonna lie to you if I'm saying I'm not gonna lie to you if I'm on here saying I'm very frustrated with this team, and this team doesn't seem to have a future. It really doesn't. Every time you think you take maybe a step forward, you end up taking like 5 steps back, and it's frustrating. I don't blame Giant fans, like Giant ticket holders, season ticket holders. I don't blame you if you don't want to pay for it next year. What are you gonna go for? For what? Another 3-win season and be mediocre in the middle of the pack? So now, in order to actually get one of the top picks, we're going to have to trade future draft capital, which will ultimately hurt us as well because the Giants have a lot of holes on this team. We need another cornerback. We need interior offensive line and interior defensive line. We might be able to use another safety. But it's like they have so many holes. And we need a quarterback. You can't afford to give away draft capital when you have so many holes on your team. And you could have easily just solved a big need with another loss. But they went out there and they gave it their all. Brian Daboll fighting for his job. And you know what, too? I blame the fans as well. To the fans out there, the last 2 Giant games, you out there flying planes. Congratulations. You helped put additional pressure on the organization for guys like Brian Daboll and Joe Schoen thinking they have to coach for their job. And guess what? You got to win. What did it cost you? Your future. So when this same shit happens next year, Those fans have no one to blame but themselves. It's as simple as that. Yeah, it's just like that. It's just like the Jets losing out on Trevor Lawrence. Absolutely. And the thing about it is you only have a finite amount of opportunity to really beat. Hopefully we're not in the same situation next year. But it's like you don't want to be in these situations where you're at the bottom of the league. We're the worst team in the league and somehow don't have the number 1 overall pick. Holy shit, this team is in trouble. And I would fire everybody. Commander show why taking is worth it. The Giants screwed up their opportunity last year to get Jaden Daniels, and they're doing the same thing this year. They didn't learn from their mistakes. 3 meaningless games you won last year with Tommy DeVito. Everybody was all happy. Tommy DeVito. I was one of them. It felt good to see the team win. But what did it cost us? A franchise quarterback. You won this game. What did it cost us? A franchise quarterback. You guys are dodging the bullet, bro. At the end of the day, man, we need a quarterback. Even if you take one and happen to miss on one, you need one. Just to be able to really... You can't go in with no quarterback. Who's our quarterback next year? Jameis Winston? You're gonna sell the fans on Jameis Winston? Throw into Malik Neighbors? I wouldn't be opposed to Justin Fields. You're going to sell the fans on Sam Darnold, who failed in New York already? We don't have a quarterback. But guys, hit that like button if you can for me. Like I said, I don't do a lot of Giants videos. I haven't done a lot of Giants videos this year. Next year, I'll be ramping it up in the offseason. But it's just so frustrating. There are better quarterbacks than Shador. But it's the thing, though, man. You got to take a shot. You got to take a swing. I understand there could be better quarterbacks. And obviously, the gem of next year will probably be Arch Manning, but you got to take a swing, man. You can't continue to be in purgatory, dude. We don't have a quarterback going into next year. Who are you going to sell the franchise on? Drew Lock's not coming back. He fucking sucks. But when we needed him to stink, he had a career game today. This motherfucker threw 4 touchdowns. Shame on you, Colts. Shame on y'all. You're going to sell him on Tommy DeVito? Dude, we're screwed without a quarterback. It's as simple as that. Personally, I understand Shador and Cam look bad this weekend. I understand that, but it's just one game. But the Giants are in a bad way right now. You have way too many holes on this team for you to be trading up and giving away draft capital to get a quarterback that you were just in the number 1 position for. We are a team that doesn't have Kirk Cousins. No, man. I don't want him. Kirk Cousins is way too expensive. We're a team that doesn't have the most important position in the sport. You thought Tennessee? No, I think it's us, man. I think we're the worst. I think we're the worst team in the league. And we don't even have the number 1 overall pick anymore because the guys won. Like I said, I'm not going to blame the players. The players who are risking their asses every time out there, the players are going to go perform. They're going to do what they're going to do. Hats off to them. Congratulations, you got a W. A guy like Malik Neighbors, he's going to go out there and ball regardless because he's trying to put stuff on tape for his rookie season. He's having a great rookie season despite missing games. Tyrone Tracy has something to prove. The young rookie's got something to prove. I understand that. The players aren't going to go out there and tank. Brian Daboll is not going to tell you, he's not going to go out there and tank because he's coaching for his life. Us as fans, we want him to tank. It's as simple as that because we understand what's best for this franchise is taking a quarterback. Even if he turns out to be the wrong guy, you got to go out there and swing. National media hyping up Cam and Shador. Carson Beck, though, I don't know, man. This fucking team. And see, here's the thing, though, because you're in a position to, I'm also not thinking about it just with the quarterback position either, dude. If you get the 1st overall pick, your 2nd round pick is pretty much like a late 1st round pick. Like, you get so many guys that are 1st round potential in the 2nd, and then it goes on and on from the 2nd, from the 3rd round pick to the 4th round pick. You get those type of guys fall to you, and it could just help better your team. But when you're in the middle, And if the Giants end up winning next week, we might be out of the top 5. I think regardless, even if we win next week, we'll be in the top 10. But we'll be out of the top 5. And then the Giants might fuck. What I don't want, dude, is the Giants to reach on one. Like Milroe, I think a lot of people are high on him, but he's a project. You can't reach for him like you did with a Daniel Jones a couple of years ago. Giants have to start learning from their mistakes. You didn't think Tyrone Tracy was going to be this good? I don't think anybody really did. But considering who we just lost, Saquon Barkley, he gave us great potential. I mean, he has a lot of potential, and he gave us great productivity being a 5th round pick. But yeah, this win was terrible. This win was terrible. The only positive, I get bragging rights over my best friend who's a Colts fan, but I don't even fucking care at this point. I really don't. Because this was a win, but it feels like a loss. But like I said, at this point, I'd fire everybody. I'd fire them. Clean slate. Because if you're going to pick in the middle, if you're going to pick top 5 or maybe even out of the top 5, fire Joe Shane, fire Brian Daboll. This organization was backwards from the jump. Like that playoff win, year 1, felt good, but it set us back. You can't fire Mara. He's the owner. Same with the Bears. I mean, Erica, look, I'd rather at least y'all got a quarterback. I was just talking to my boy who's a Bears fan. At least y'all got a quarterback. Caleb Williams looks decent. Y'all got to just put pieces around him. But the Giants are fucked right now. It's as simple as that. Whether you think they should draft Shedeur Sanders or not, whether you think that Cam Ward or not, you got to take a swing on it, and you have to put yourself in a position. And this win, this is a bad win. It really is. It really is. Oh, just tired of this team being in purgatory, man. Like, I'm tired of the Giants season ending before the Yankee season. Did it again this year. Season was over before October, and it seems like there's no end in sight because this organization is dysfunctional. Vrabel for head coach in Chicago. I mean, he's gonna be a big name out there. Will the Giants take a swing at him? Maybe. I don't think this regime is coming back. For what? I don't think Joe Shane. I think they probably could have been safe if you could have ended up with the top pick, and they probably would have took a quarterback. But I don't think they survived this. I really don't. Not if you can't get one of these quarterbacks. And Joe Shane might know that. So he might mortgage the future to trade up for a guy that we could have just had for one pick. That's the last thing that I want. Even if Shedeur pans out, you gave up a lot of draft capital. It's going to take a first. It's going to take your first this year, probably a first next year, depending on where you're going to finish. And you just mortgage your future because you got a meaningless win in December. This team is just forever fucked. It really is. We are in football purgatory, and like I said, it doesn't feel like there's any end in sight. You moved on from the Daniel Jones debacle. Looked like you were about to turn a corner, and then this shit happens. So this doesn't feel good at all. I mean, Giant fans, like I said, I don't blame you guys. I don't blame any Giant fans that next year decide they don't want to support this team anymore. I don't blame you. I really don't. And you guys can fan how you want to fan at the end of the day, but this is frustrating. The owner should have paid Daboll to lose. I mean, at the end of the day, dude, the Colts stunk. We don't know what happened. The Colts fucking stink. This fucking sucks. So, but yeah, it's yet another shitty year for the New York Giants, where at the end of the day, I was thinking to myself, like, this all can't be for nothing. And it's starting to feel like this all, and when I mean this all, I mean this entire year, is going to be for nothing. Because this team has put themselves in a position where they're like I said, I can say they're in purgatory. Mara should sell the team to Steve Cohen. Somebody, some rich owner needs to come and save this franchise, because Mara is just like it's we're in trouble. But look, guys, I'm gonna head out of here. I'm gonna try to stream tomorrow. I'm definitely gonna stream tomorrow, even if it's just gonna be for a hangout stream. If anything happens with the Yankees, I'll jump on, just a hangout stream for like maybe an hour, hour and a half. Because I definitely don't want this to be the last stream of 2024. I don't. And I'm still working on my recap video. I'll probably have that out after the new year, because New Year's Eve is gonna be very busy for me. So I'll probably drop that sometime this weekend. So yeah, definitely look out for that. But tough win, Giants fans. Terrible win for the New York Giants, as they get themselves a win, but at what cost? That first overall pick. We'll see what happens as the offseason approaches. We are one game away from putting this miserable 100-year season behind us. We'll see if this franchise could turn around in the future, but I'll definitely be looking to cover more Giants stuff in the offseason next year, try to get back to the Giants play-by-play. But I've been keeping up with this team all year round, and it's just been so fucking frustrating. So, but look, guys, I'm going to head out of here. If I don't see you before then, I plan on being live tomorrow. But if you guys, if I don't see you guys that were in the chat, have a happy new year. Thank you for everything that you guys have done. I will see you guys in 2025. But like I said, I'm a live stream tomorrow. So yeah, Giants need to clean house. Just saying, Luis, that's what I said too. At this point, you might as well, because if you're gonna be picking 6th, 7th, clean house, fire them. It's as simple as that. But look, guys, I'm gonna head out of here. If you are watching the rewatch, make sure you guys hit that subscribe. I do the Yankee content, Giants content, movie reviews, reactions, rankings, a little bit something for everybody here in the Ace Avenue as we are entering the 2025 season. Appreciate you guys. The 2-year anniversary will be here before you know it. So I want to thank all you guys for your support. What a 2024 it's been. Have a good rest of your evening. I will see you guys tomorrow. As always, thank you for tuning into the Ace Avenue. I am yours truly, the Ace. Adios.